Hey kids, you're listening to the internet's wettest podcast about video games, consoles, and pancakes. The SML Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is the SML Podcast. I am your host, Joe. Joining at the start of this one, we've got Aki and Bree. How are you two doing?
Better. A little better now.
I'm doing all right.
Everyone's so energetic tonight. Gee.
I didn't eat it yesterday, and I'm waiting for dishes to get done cleaning so I can eat today. So I'm very out of energy right now.
Still the tooth woes.
Yeah, and until the 30th of this month, when I hopefully get my root canal. Hopefully.
Man.
Oh yeah, it fucking sucks.
I promise my normal energy will rise a little bit by the time we get talking here. I promise.
Hey, I think Douche Canoe's here finally.
Excuse me, that's Mr. Douche Canoe to you?
You're lucky if I call you the little
up
bitch.
Right as we start.
Well,
You're
it
welcome.
was time for him to speak, I guess.
Well, also my dog decided to take forever to figure out whether he wanted to poop or not.
You are so good at coming up with new and inventive excuses. I love it.
I was going to say, like father, like puppy.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, that actually wasn't an excuse. He just decided to, like, wander around our driveway.
It's
None
amazing.
of his excuses are excuses at all. Totally.
How many different poop-related things you can come up with. It's great.
No, like, I take him out before the show. What the fuck?
You take yourself potty before the show. Let's not even...
So anyway, we have a guest joining us. Jacob actually got a guest for the show and joining us, Retro Rob. How are you doing?
Excellent, everyone. Thank you for having me. Again, it's pretty cool to be on here.
For the people who don't know who you are, including us, because we just met you tonight, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I spent 20 years in the Air Force. I retired. Been retired for 2 years now, this June. But during that time I was in, I started a page about 2018. I was actually modding systems, mostly handhelds, Game Boys, the original Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. And it turned into a thing, and people were buying a lot of these handhelds, and it got kind of crazy. So back then, I was Retro Mod Rob. I was modding stuff and fixing other consoles, and then after that, the page just kind of took on its own thing and became a platform for everyone. So, and I'm about to hit 15,000 followers here pretty soon. So
very, very cool. We're about to hit 15 followers. So
that includes me, or
Rob, you are our 431st.
Okay.
And the Facebook page has only been around for, God, has it been around since the entire time, or
no?
Like was it 2016?
I don't know. The sad thing is, like, on Twitter we have like 1,800 followers. On YouTube we have 1,300, stuff like that, and on Facebook, like, no one gives a shit.
Yeah, Facebook's a hard one.
It's
a hard
Facebook.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
shit.
I mean, the
thing is, technology now.
Not only is it obsolete, but you also have to pay for the advertising and shit like that. Word of mouth just fucking sucks trying to do it on there.
Yeah.
I spent $5 once. It was not the worst $5 I've ever spent, but I feel like that marketing budget could have gone elsewhere.
Yeah. It takes some time. I couldn't honestly tell you why I picked that platform. I just kind of stuck with it, and there was times where I was trying out the different ads and stuff, and I would get I had no idea how any of this stuff worked, and I would be getting people would be posting GIFs on there, this is spam alert, or this guy's a con artist, or people were just getting, I'm like, dude, I'm not even, the page, I don't sell anything, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a page for fun, and people were just so it was a lot of growing pains, but I've got it down now, and now I'm at a point where I'm actually monetized, and Facebook actually pays me to use it. So
Oh, wow.
So that's how long it's taken though since 2018. It was just been a lot of trial and error and just learning about algorithms and what words you can use, hot words, words that get attention. It's just crazy. Some things will just take off and like some things will just sit there and die. So
Jacob, get a notepad, take some notes.
yeah, if you ever want to message me on the side, I definitely have a good kind of a good sense of how it works now. Like I said, it just took a long time, but yeah, and I guess I could expand, but I'm a small time. The page was started for fun. It still says on there that it's just for fun, and I'm having a great time. I've met a lot of YouTubers. I've been on a few YouTube channels, and I've been invited to my first major expo this November in Ohio. So,
Oh, which one?
Torg.
Familiar with that one.
It's the biggest expo in Ohio. It's huge. And there's going to be a lot of YouTube people that I know that I'm excited to finally meet in person instead of just doing videos on their channel and stuff. And yeah, and I got my own panel, and it's just kind of the start. It's a little crazy though, because I mean it's starting to really take off with doing the YouTube stuff and then now getting paid and then just starting to go to different expos. There's another one actually I'm going to in September as well. Retropalooza, which is ran by the Game Chaser guys off YouTube. It's actually their expo. So
very neat. I need to get to more conventions. Like the only thing I do every year is MagFest in the DC area. I've been doing that for like 20 years now, and I need to do other stuff. I have a bunch of friends who say VGM Con in Minnesota is really good, like March, April. And then I have some friends performing, I think it's called Retro Game Con in New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's so many to go to. And even if you go to just like the comic book ones or there's always something there for everyone, regardless what the theme is. And that's what makes them great. But I try to stay local if I can to cover those first. And then after that, I'm going to Portland for one. So that's a little far for me to go. But yeah, they're great. I highly encourage people to go, especially if you are big into collecting or hunting. You can always get the better deals at the expo.
I've always found that like expo pricing and convention pricing is ridiculous compared to normal. Yeah,
but if you know your stuff and you've got trade and you've got some other stuff with you while you're there, you can come out there with some deals. You can work those guys down, and especially if you work, there's always going to be 2 or 3 different tables that have the same stuff, and then you just start playing the bazaar game. That's what I call. When I was in Iraq, they had those bazaars that you go to, the markets. And you could go to one bazaar and be like, hey, that guy has this rug for like $15. And then before you know it, you're leaving, with a $2 rug, It's possible. You just got to work these people down.
I wish I could pull that off at MagFest. Be like, yeah, this dude over at this other table has Rule of Rose for $20. Think he could hook me up? So you said you started off with modding. What kind of mods did you do?
Originally, so the 1989, the original Game Boy, the very first mod that people could do that was backlighting it, and that was a process of, and it's going to sound really boring, I'm sure, but it's taking the polarized film off the actual Game Boy screen and then putting a clear LCD light screen inside of it. And then what you do is you essentially just had like a kind of a backlit border around the back of the screen that would light up the screen so you could play it in the dark. It's come a long way since then. I was very, very like if you look back then, peeling off that polarized, if you did it the wrong way, you would snap the screen and then you're out a whole Game Boy and you got to start all over again. So now you can literally just drop in. Anyone can just mod a Game Boy these days. They've made it so easy. You can just drop stuff into the Game Boy itself and then you're done. So,
wow.
Yep, it's come a long way. But I
really needed that shit when we were kids, huh?
Yeah. I had the old Light Boy, which was like a thing that sat on top of the Game Boy with a magnifier.
I had that thing too.
I still have one of those.
Light Boy, yep. Yeah. And that was my go-to, late at night, hiding from the folks or whatever.
I remember
flashlight.
yes, flashlights. Or I would drive home with my parents from my grandparents' house, and I would have the Game Boy, and every time we would go under a streetlight, I would play for like 2 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, the streetlight timing. Everyone did that. Yeah, that was awesome.
Learn to Tetris while dodging streetlights. It was amazing.
I think that made us better gamers, though.
Kids these days don't know the hardships that we went through.
No.
Man. So what are you still modding hardware today? Are you still doing stuff?
No, God, no. I don't have nearly the time anymore. I do mod some stuff for some friends as gifts or favors, and then that's about it. Or I work on some of my own stuff. I recently just modded a Turbo Express and I updated the screen on that. And good Lord, that was a I would never want to do that again for somebody. But no, I'm just so busy. It doesn't sound like my day would be busy with this page, but it actually is, because I've got to find content and make it entertaining, and I'm on the internet basically like the entire day. So I don't actually get to really game, unfortunately, until around 7:00 my time here. Till about 10, and then by midnight I'm like shutting it down, and then I get up and do it all over again. So
what kind of stuff are you playing these days?
So I do have the most modern Xbox. I got it when it became available, and then it just sat there and was like an $800 paperweight for like a year and a half, because they didn't come out with crap that was even worth wanting to play on it. And so I honestly, during that time when I got it, I played the Xbox 360 and still play the Xbox 360 probably more than any system I own in my house right now. So
I've got all the Xboxes right now. We're like an Xbox heavy show. We love our little green boxes.
Oh, yep. So am I. Yeah.
And I still have my 360 hooked up. There's just so many games that are not playable on current gen that are still fun on 360. And there's people who are like, oh, the backward compatibility program is good. They got like all the best games. A, no, they didn't.
No, they did not.
2, it's not good enough. D, there's like 2,000 games they're missing out on.
Mm-hmm.
So they really need. I really wish Microsoft would go back and start that program again. People are like, no, there's nothing missing. I'm like, Blur, Cul-de-Sac Saga, all the Dynasty Warriors games. I could just like look at my top shelf.
Splinter
Blaze
Cell.
Blue, Black Site, Beatles, Rock Band would be amazing on current gen. I know that'll never happen, but I can, wish in one hand, shit in the other, see what fills up first.
Yeah.
You do that often.
I do play a lot of the Xboxes. I'm also quite a big Nintendo person. I've got a lot of Nintendo. And then that's it. I stopped playing Sony after. I mean, not stopped playing, but I stopped getting systems after PS2. So I have the PS1 and PS2, but that's it. Nothing after that.
I think PS2 was peak PlayStation. Like that was.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. They weren't pricks to their fans yet. They had great lineup of games. They're too far up their own ass these days.
Yep, I would totally agree with that. Yeah, it's a fantastic system, and that also is really easy to mod as well now. With you can just put on a storage device on the back of it, and then just fully load that thing up with like the entire PS2 library and just play everything digitally. So insane. Are there memory
limits on the PS2? I remember back in the day when I used to dabble with that stuff, I had like how big were the hard drives back then? I want to say like a 20 gig hard drive, and that blew our mind.
Yeah, you just swap it out, and then, like I said, add the external hard drive, and you'll have no issue. I did the same thing for the original Xbox, modded that with a program, XBCM for gamers, and swapped out the hard drive in that, and I have the entire US Xbox library on there, and it runs fantastic. Nothing crashes, everything saves. It's like playing a normal game.
Def Jam Fight for New York.
I'm a little jealous.
It's super easy to do, I'm telling you. And you can get an Xbox for like nothing. They're like $60 I saw one, I think 2 days ago at my local thrift store for like $45. And I was tempted to get it, but then I was like, I don't really want to sit through and mod this again.
Trash Rando saying I have a PS2 with HD loader and a bunch of games I rented from GameFly.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
That's how we did it. Well, not GameFly, but Blockbuster when we were kids. Ooh. With our PS1 with the what the hell did they have? It wasn't Action Replay. It plugged in the back, but you had to have a spring that you put in the system to hold the disc tray button down when you opened it.
Yep.
And then you would put a game disc in, wait for it to start up, and then the little plug-in adapter thing would activate, and you would open it up, swap it with a burn disc that you just rented from Blockbuster, popped in your PC, and just copied it direct over, and that shit worked.
Yeah, that's right.
I used to do that as well.
Wasn't that Bleem software?
That sounds familiar, yeah.
I think Bleem was the emulator, the PS2 or the PlayStation emulator.
That could be.
I don't remember. Piracy was so easy back in the day. What happened?
No, it was complicated. It was just rampant.
Yeah, we did the same thing with Dreamcast. Those are the easiest. You could rip those like nothing.
Yeah, and they even made those special discs so that they could cut down on piracy, and it was even easier.
Yeah.
Now the Saturn, there's something you can't really pirate too easily.
No, Saturn and Jaguar. Jaguar is also incredibly difficult because of the two Tom and Jerry chips that are inside of it.
I don't know much about the Jaguar.
So the Atari Jaguar used to market itself as a 64-bit system, revolutionary, right? Everyone was about those bits. And what it was, though, was two 32-bit processors nicknamed Tom and Jerry on the inside. And one was for sound and one was for graphics. So when you try to emulate these or pirate them, you always run into problems because you'll either get really great graphics or you only get really great sound. You never can get both.
I didn't realize that. See, we're learning things on this show.
Yay.
Yeah. If you're interested, it's Big PEMU online. If you go to that website, Big PEMU is a guy who actually he found a way to emulate Atari Jaguar successfully on Windows. So I've got a gaming laptop that specifically is just an Atari Jaguar now.
Oh, wow.
And it just has all the Jaguar games on it, and it runs perfectly smooth. And he used the exact same thing program that the Atari 50 collection that just came out recently. He used the exact same thing that they used to run Jaguar on that collector's disc. And so it's flawless.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Big PEMU. Yeah.
I'll look into this. That sounds awesome.
It's super easy.
The only dedicated system that I own is an Xbox Series S, the cheaper of the new consoles. I own it specifically for Rock Band 4. And the reason why is because I'm a whale with Rock Band. Like, I buy almost everything, and Xbox can't handle it. Their software, their system, whatever it is, it can't properly handle a game with 3,000 pieces of content. It just it just lags the system. It doesn't matter. I had it on my Series X, and you would hit the guide button, and it would take seconds for the guide to pop up because the system is just so bogged down from all the files. Like, I can have 1,400 games installed across 4 hard drives on my Series X, and there's no problem. But one game with a whole bunch of files is enough to bring the console to its knees. I don't get it. I don't know how they don't have that figured out yet.
Yeah, I don't. That's an interesting point, actually. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, realistically, you're probably one of 4 people on the planet who has this shit.
No, there's a lot of people who have a lot of DLC. I want to say the trigger point is somewhere around 1,800 is when it starts getting sluggish and slowing down. And there's lots of people who have 2,000 songs in the game. That's honestly not a big deal these days if you're big into Rock Band to have around 2,000 out of 3,000, 3,100 I think they're at right now. So it's a good number to have, but it messes up the system. And I've tried talking with engineers at Microsoft, like people who directly work on the software. I'm sending them video of my system taking minutes to load because of Rock Band. And they're like, well, did you do this? I'm like, yes, of course I did. Like, did you do this? Yes, of course I did. Did you try a hard reset? Did you try factory reset? Did you try reinstalling everything? If you go to if I were to go fresh console, fresh, brand new out of the box, load it up, put my account on there, install all on Rock Band 4, the system will crash for about 3 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah, because it's trying to load all of those files into its download queue, and it's like, what the fuck do we do? This guy has songs. It's mind-boggling how shitty that is with the system. Like, it's the most powerful console on the market, and it can't handle Rock Band 4.
They want you to get the Scorpion.
Right.
Oh man, but yeah.
Microsoft's their customer service is just god awful. Anyways, they always want you to. You have to spend before they'll even help you. Anyways, too, on top of it, which I can't stand. Once you're out of warranty, I've got a buddy right now. His Series X just crapped the bed a couple weeks ago, and they're like, yeah, we'll look at it for $300, and then that's not even before they fix it. And so he got so mad he just traded it in for a PS5.
I'll say Sony support is no better. I
know, yeah, that's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, you're not going to get anything different from them either.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, there was a span, Jacob could back me up on this. I went through like 5 PS4s because they kept overheating and fucking up, and hard drive errors and these kind of errors. It was
fucking ridiculous.
I couldn't win. I eventually, like, the last one started smoking. And we got rid of it, and it was like a year later when the Batman edition came out that we're like, they had to have worked out the issues by now, right? And then that worked really well for a while. So eventually they got it figured out, but their launch systems were garbage.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories from the PS4.
Have you heard any horror stories about the modern consoles besides me with my Rock Band issues?
No, the Xbox. So the Series X one, that's the first one I've heard from anybody before everyone was going around with those. Remember they were trying to tell everyone how the Xbox would just start smoking from the top. The new one, yeah. And people were like making fake videos of like smoke coming out and everything.
Yeah, they were vaping in it, and then they got like vape shit in their fans, and they were like, "What's wrong with it? Why isn't it working?"
It was this generation's Blair Witch story.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, it's the only time I've heard something. And my friend, like I said, he was trying to finish Resident Evil 4, the new one, the new remake, and he just could not. It kept glitching on him, and it just would not let him get past a certain point. He was literally about to finish it too, and he tried it with a couple other games, and it's same thing. It was just glitching out. It would just not let him finish any of the games, and that's the first I've heard of an issue from anyone. But other than that, I haven't read anything besides the Switch having drift issues on their sticks. That's been a big thing.
No, it seems like all controllers have drift issues these days.
Yeah,
Xbox is bad with it.
Yeah, I've heard people say that. I've had the same 360 controller forever, and I haven't had anything yet. But then I also realized the other day I alternate a lot, so maybe that's why. I have several different controllers, so maybe that could be I'm just on borrowed time, maybe.
I would complain about stick drift more, but we know how many hours I put into a controller in a day. It's gonna die. I can't complain.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
same here. Usually I don't get a lot of stick drift. Usually I just break the stick. Because I'll play for like 10 to 14 hours a day, every single day. And I'll do that for years and years and years. And eventually a part inside the casing where the ball joint is for it, part of that'll break. Every single time.
I broke a trigger right before a stream once, and I was so mad. I ripped the controller apart. I grabbed a paper clip. I rigged something up, and I got that thing back together because I had no other way to do. It was like 20 minutes before a stream, and I'm just like, I am fixing this shit. It works.
MacGyver on the job.
Yeah, MacGyver did. The one asset to taking things apart is I keep extra controller parts here in my game room. So I just in case if something were to happen down the line, because I'm a big fan of the Duke controller for the Xbox, which everyone hates. So,
You're the weirdo out there.
yeah, I mean, I have freakishly large hands, so for
I was
me,
gonna say I didn't mind it either. Yeah, because I got huge hands, so
yeah,
it was great.
And so I'm obsessed with keeping them alive. I have 3 of them, and then I've got a whole box of Duke parts, and just in case, like I have like this apocalyptic, like backup plan in case something goes wrong. Yeah, so it's nice just in case to be able to fix them.
Who is that? I think Hyperkin put out a wired Duke controller for the Series X and S.
Yes. Yep. And it lights up in the center where the Xbox logo is. It's really impressive.
I've always wanted one, but I don't like that it's wired.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what I would use it for, honestly, other than it's cool looking when it's plugged in. It's cool to look at.
The one who uses their controllers wired?
Probably.
I don't, unless I'm charging them while they're wired. If it's like a two for
I don't.
experience.
I don't even bother putting batteries in mine. I just plug it in with a plug and play.
Cats. Can't
cats.
wired cats.
Oh,
they like chewing cords.
Yeah,
yes, they do.
It's not. They'll just jump and things get ripped. And I have lost expensive headphones that way. Everything is wireless.
As if on cue, my cat jumped on my lap.
Yep, exactly.
I've got 3 myself. But I'm lucky that
3. Them's rookie numbers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, go ahead and ask Joe how many cats he has. Go ahead.
I don't know that I want to.
Trust me, you do. Just so you can be like, what the fuck?
All right, how many are we talking?
15.
Oh, wow.
Does that include the outdoor only cats?
No.
That are still your cats? Let's be honest.
They haven't been around lately, so they obviously aren't ours.
Well, you gotta. Yeah, I mean, Pennsylvania, you got a big enough property. It sounds like then, right?
Yeah, we have a pretty big house, so
yeah. So I mean, I guess it's not 15. I guess if they're in and out, right? They're not always just in the house.
Oh no, they're all indoor because we live right along a busy road, and if they were to be outdoor cats, they wouldn't be cats.
Okay,
they would be pancakes. Yeah,
no, we have the 3.
The good thing is I am married, so I'm not just a crazy lonely bachelor. I actually am married, so thank God someone has taken pity on me.
At least you know it's pity, I guess.
Womp womp.
I don't get to make very many digs at you. I'll take whatever I can get here.
Well, someone's not getting the next game they want.
Nice.
Plus, there's extra competition now. I mean, hi.
Love it.
Damn it.
You want to take that back now, Aki?
No, because it's still honest. No, I'm not going to lie to make you feel better. You know that.
That is fair. That is very fair. So, Rob, what other kind of stuff are you up to?
Not really much. Like I said, I'm retired, so that's weird to get up and I just don't have anything planned really for the day. So, I do a lot of thrifting. I do like to go to a lot of stores and game hunt and look for old toys. I was lucky the house that I bought here on the property has its own separate house, so I've turned it into an entire game house.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I've really lucked out with this one. The guy who built it, he built it exactly brick by brick to match the existing house, so it looks like 2 houses. And it's a nice escape from the main house because we were just talking. My cats aren't out here, and then there's less chance of anything going wrong. So, and then I've spent a lot of time basically turning this into a weird. If you guys ever get curious, you can go on my page, or I'll tag this the podcast page, and you guys, if you want, I have a tour video on there. It's pretty cool. But I filled it with everything that I've almost every toy that I had since I was 12 is in here. I basically bought back everything my parents ever got me.
Geez.
And then I have a huge love for Ghostbusters. So there's an entire wall of just Ghostbuster stuff. It's pretty awesome. It's been actually displayed on a few different pages. But yeah, I'm a big collector, and that's pretty much what I fill my time with doing. Filling that void, right? That hole in my heart.
What are some of your treasures that you have? Like some of the coolest things that you've collected over?
I have a GoBot collection, which is kind of a lot of people. It's like kind of the Kmart's of the Transformers of Kmart, right? Is that what we refer to them as?
I think that's what they call them in Clerks.
Yeah, but I love that I have them new in the package. That's one of my favorite things to look at. I have them not open, which is really hard to get. But when I come by them, I definitely try and snag them if I can get them for a good price. And then I don't know. I don't really think I have anything really too like crazy rare. I do have an Optimus Prime in the box, which is one of my other favorite. I'm a big Transformers guy too.
Ooh.
And then I've built this crazy Halo wall, which is pretty cool. Halo was like the first Xbox game I ever played, and I've just been hooked from Xbox ever since that game. So, I want to
see the Halo wall. That sounds really cool.
I don't know how it happened. It just sort of happened. At first, I didn't really have any kind of direction with the wall. It was just kind of like some Halo and then like randomly Mario stuff. So it was kind of weird. I was like, none of this really made sense. So I had to kind of like come up with a more organized theme in here. But yeah, I think if I had to, sorry, I know I'm kind of blabbing a lot here. I will say this: if I could pinpoint one major possession that I have that is like valuable and I would never part with, is probably the TurboGrafx Turbo Express, the handheld. That thing is super hard to find, and for me to have it in my possession, like that'd be the one thing I would never, like if this place was on fire, that'd be the first thing I would grab. And then everything else we will sort that out with the insurance later.
Trying to think if I have anything anymore that is really like, I would grab this in a fire type of important. Like I've had really, really good stuff over the years.
Yeah.
But we've always would like run into financial issues and you have to sell shit. And like, I used to have a really awesome Brutal Legend statue. It was
man, I love that game.
Oh, it was like 18 inches tall, solid resin. It was an amazing statue.
It was the rocker guy himself.
Yep.
Oh man, dude, that game is so awesome.
Yeah, I love that game.
I can't believe I stumbled upon that thing for like $5 brand new. It was sealed and everything. And I will never get rid of it.
I also had Earthbound. I missed that.
Yeah, man, and that's worth a pretty penny these days.
Oh, that shot up in price. Oh,
yeah.
I thought it would I thought it would come down in price with how it's been getting re-released on Nintendo consoles, and it has just gotten like through the roof.
I know. Yeah, you would think because it's readily available for Nintendo that the people would be like, "Oh, well, now we don't have an angle here anymore."
Yeah. Nope, $1,000 if you want a cartridge.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely know what you're talking about. I've been through that. I started working when I was 13, and I've never not had a job until now. And I know what it's like before the military of just I've getting rid of something and hoping to get it back a couple weeks later, just so the electric's on.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I've come a long way.
I think my most prized little collector item right now is from Zombie Army 4. It's a newer game, but they released a collector's edition that had a zombie shark statue.
Okay.
And I fucking love my zombie shark.
That sounds really interesting. I know the game, but I don't. What was the why a shark though?
Just one of the monsters in the game. If you have our Twitch stream up, I'm holding it up right now.
Oh, no, I don't. I should do that. Sorry, you did tell me you were on there too.
Zombie shark.
Nice.
It is dusty.
Yeah, let's hear everyone else's. Sorry.
Mine's probably my entire Tall Geese Gunpla collection. I really like Gundam, an old anime from, well, it's still going technically, but it started in the 70s.
Yeah, I just posted a game today for the Game Boy Advance, a Gundam game today that came out on this day.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, I have the entire master grade Gunpla model kits for all the Geeses, my favorite suits. So that's like the best thing I have in my opinion. I fucking love those things.
That's
I
awesome.
have gotten rid of almost all of my collectibles over the years. It's super weird. Like, I love hearing about it and I love seeing people's collections. I just had to make decisions in my life. So I have like two things that I kind of held on to. One, I have a collection of Ewoks because Ewoks.
Oh yeah.
It's like a shadow box, like a collector, thing you hang on the wall that's for shot glasses, but it perfectly fits all of my Ewoks and like one scout like bike and like Leia in the Endor outfit because I had to, right? And
This
then
doesn't shock me. It probably should, but it doesn't.
I know. Well, I mean, I was a professional Ewok, right? Like,
This
there you
is
go.
true.
Wait, what?
I was a professional costumed Ewok character. I was in parades at Disney and would go to children's hospitals and do fun promotional
awesome.
stuff as an Ewok. Yeah. I'm a little tall for an Ewok, but I'm pretty
was
short
gonna
for a
ask.
human. So yeah. And then
You've worn it on stream too, haven't you? Some of it?
I think there are still clips of me trying to do Halo Legendary All Skulls on while wearing the Ewok mask, and somehow that actually made my play better. So yeah,
Huh.
yep.
That's amazing.
That was the fact I did not expect to ever find out about you. That's interesting as hell.
Yeah.
I'm honored I got first crack at it. So
There you go. Yeah, I don't know how you didn't know that, but yeah, it's yeah. I haven't done. It used to be a thing where you could make me wear it on stream, but yeah, it's my head needs a repair, and I just haven't bothered. So yeah. But yeah, the only other cool thing I have that I collect is Suikoden. I have like my game collection, and I have a working PS2 just basically for that, and my other like JRPG collection. But I have the original hero figures, and they're all out of box in like a really pretty like thing that I designed for all of them. But yeah, that's like the only stuff I've kept.
nice.
What about you, Jacob?
I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't have anything that's really worth like a ton of money. I mean, I've collected Star Wars action figures all my life, although I've kind of slowed down now thanks to me having kids. And Hasbro essentially just not giving a shit about the 3 3/4 line anymore. But now I collect all the Droid Factory droids that they sell at the Disney parks. And so, yeah, and that's all I do now.
Cool.
I've seen those. Those are actually really cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also kind of fun. I mean, like, honestly, I love having like 50 different like R2 units, like just like all over the damn place. And now, of course, because of the BB-8 droids that they introduced with the new with the sequel trilogy, I've got a shit ton of them too now. And my kids love playing with them. So
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes it worth it right there just for that.
yeah.
I did just say hi onto the stream there, and I also did catch the shark zombie.
Zambi Shark. I love that thing. It's. I wish it were bigger, but oh well. It's still cool as hell. I have so much stupid shit on my walls and in my house. But
Yeah, I would say the same for me too. At some point, I don't know like how long I would live like this. There is an itch in me to sell everything and just go on the road. I've been wanting to get an RV and just have the solar panels and the whole everything, and just kind of just tool around the U.S. for a while. So that might be
awesome.
the plan here in about probably in about 2 years. 2 years from now is a game plan, I think. I love all this stuff, and I love being surrounded by it, and it definitely is really awesome. But sometimes it also just gives me just an ass load of anxiety. If that makes sense.
I can understand.
It really does.
Yeah. like, because I'm just like always waiting for like either a disaster or something bad or just I don't know. There's always something. You're just it's weird. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why I'm okay with not having as much as I used to is because I've sold those really expensive and hard to get things. Like now it's just the floodgates are open. Like I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I mean, might as well just sell what I can and put that money towards bills and a house.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
cats.
Even gaming too. I mean, gaming isn't like everything's going digital here in the future anyways, and it's not like we're all going to have that of buying a game case anymore. Everything's just, so at this point even emulation is just taking over, and it's only getting better too. I mean, it's at a point now where you could have all your games on just one box thing. And then if you were living like I might here in a couple years, RV wise, I can just have that little box hooked up somewhere in the RV, and I can just game, whatever I want to pass the evening, and then that's it,
Yeah, as long as you have a big enough hard drive these days.
Fall into
Yeah.
I mean, that's
of my gaping
that's
butthole.
kind of the attitude I took because I moved, I think it was 3 times in 2 years, and each of those times it was up to a second or third floor apartment.
Oh,
And yeah, and so I used to have like 1,000 DVD, like literally 1,000 DVDs, like 1,500 CDs. God only knows how many Xbox games I had, and it was just like, and on top of that, long boxes of comic books too. And it was just like after the third move, I was just like, "Yo, fuck this shit."
I don't want to carry that anymore.
It only took me one move, and it was I had to move halfway across the country. Like I lost my big job, decided to make a huge change, and I basically sold all of my comics, all of my collectibles, my retro. I mean, like I had old stereo cabinets with all of my retro stuff hooked up into like RV switchers that all hooked through a stereo system. Like I was pretty like stacked with all that stuff, and I just sold it all to finance the move. And needed to be able to fit in a smaller space. Sucks.
Quick shout out to Dopey for raiding us. We got 12 new viewers in here. Hello, everybody. We are chatting with Retro Rob, big collector and video game enthusiast and modder and all this fun stuff. We've been chatting for a while. Is there anything else that you wanted to discuss before we jump into news for the week?
I'm just happy to be here, honestly. You don't want me to talk. I will talk forever. So I appreciate you guys having me on here. This is really great. And it's really cool that you guys got 12 new people in there. That's really awesome. So
We just doubled our viewership.
Yeah, you guys just do your thing. Jump into the news. Am I going to hang around for that as well?
Yeah, if you would like to, you're more than welcome to hang out for the news. We don't have too much, but the news I've got is the big news of the week is that Baldur's Gate 3 is blowing up not only the Steam charts, but the PlayStation 5 pre-orders chart, taking the top spot recently. Shows people still want a good single player game without transaction bullshit, and it's good to see the game doing well. And it brings up the point: is the Series S holding back the Series X? Because Larian has gone on record stating the reason it's not launching on Xbox anytime soon is because they can't get co-op working properly on the Series S.
Yeah, I read something about that too, where there were some people saying basically that something about the architecture of the S is it's like an engineering nightmare to match the quality and all of the logistics that are required to launch some of these games. So that's interesting to learn about.
Yeah, I mean, on most games these days, it's not a huge issue because we get so many indies and like pixel retro style games that something this complex and this huge is just showing that the Series S isn't good enough. I really question what Microsoft is going to do. A lot of people are starting to ask Microsoft to drop their parity. Like apparently they have a parity clause that any features that are on the Series X must be on the Series S. And that's the big holdup with Baldur's Gate 3. Has anyone played Baldur's Gate 3 yet?
Nope.
Nope.
I
was busy playing shit for review today.
But I know people have played it and have played it on Twitch and gotten in trouble because it does have full frontal nudity.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow!
And they found out the hard way that, that even though the game warned you right at the beginning, and it also apparently has the ability to turn it off, which is interesting. They would guess weren't paying attention. They found out real quick.
Well, don't they have
Having to
like
listen to your
bear
voice tells
sex
you
in the
turns it
movie
off, too.
or in the game?
Yes,
I was hearing something about
have
that
sex
too.
with a druid, and they can turn into animals.
Oh, that old chestnut.
I don't even want to know what that shows. I just no, thank you. No.
Jeez. Some more news. PS Plus game catalog update for August 15th. Once again, PS Plus Extras looking great. Lots of good games hitting the platform. Moving Out 2 is launching directly to PS Plus.
Nice.
Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, Lost Judgment, Destroy All Humans 2, both versions on PS4 and PS5. 2 Point Hospital, Source of Madness, Dreams, even though it's on PlayStation Plus for the month already, or last month. Curse to Golf, Spellforce 3, Midnight Fight Express, which just left Game Pass, so it's swapping teams. Lawn Mowing Simulator. And then, Jacob, you'll be excited about these. PJ Masks, Hero of the Night, and Hotel Transylvania, Scary Tale Adventures.
Oh, hell yes.
So all of those are hitting PS Plus on the 15th.
If only I owned a PlayStation.
Yeah, true.
I love how there's a simulator game for everything now. When you could just go do most of these things,
Power Wash Simulator is still my
I hear
favorite.
they're satisfying, though, right? They're actually like satisfying to do.
Some
I
of
guess
them really, really are.
like the farming one. I've got friends that rave about it. Like they're just going through there, just plowing out fields and everything.
Yeah, we had what was it? Was it called Lumberjack Simulator?
There is one.
Was that the guy? No. I meant was that the guy that we had on, or
I don't think
Sure.
that's what it was.
I forget. But anyway, it was that kind of woodworking stuff, and he was telling us that there's actually professional lumberjacks that play his game after they're done working, and they were this huge boon for him because they were giving him advice as oh no, this is the type of machinery that you want to use, this is the order that stuff needs to be done in, if I'm cutting this kind of tree I'm going to do this, blah. It was wild.
It was Lumberjack Simulator, yeah.
It was?
Okay.
Yep. And
So I know there was
Aki loved the wood chipper.
Yeah, the wood
Yes, he did. The wood chipper was really the best part of that game.
Fucking loved that thing.
Yeah, it was
It was so
Nanad
easy
from
to make
Exponential
money.
Games. That's who was on. Episode 790, so 100 episodes ago. Wow.
And I showed up in the 300 old now.
Yeah, we're all old. Good stuff. Also old is the games joining the PlayStation Plus Premium tier, the classics. Only 3 of them. 2 of them don't make sense. They have Ape Escape on the Loose, which is a remake of Ape Escape, which they already have. And then they have Medieval Resurrection, which is a remake of Medieval, which got a remake with Medieval, which is on there. And then Pursuit Force, all 3 PSP games joining on the 15th. And then one more game on the 29th. Sea of Stars is going to be on PlayStation Plus.
What's that?
It's an RPG.
Oh.
Yes, it is. It's a very highly anticipated RPG from the makers of, what was it, The Messenger?
I believe so.
And it's very inspired by Chrono Trigger 16-bit RPGs. It's going to be on PS Plus and it's going to be on Game Pass when it launches.
Yes.
Nice.
Which is awesome as hell. Let's see, what other news do we have? Killer Instinct Twitter account posted that Iron Galaxy is back working on the franchise, and there will be a 10th anniversary update later this year, including balance updates, improved matchmaking, and 4K support for the Series X and S. Anybody going to dive back into Killer Instinct?
Already started a week ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you going to complete it?
Probably no. I'm terrible right now. I am so bad, but I've managed to hit I don't know, 1,000 gamer score in it in the last like week because I've got an awesome person to play with, and yeah.
Out of
how is
how
it?
many?
Do you like it?
I've gotten like 1K gamer score in it, like in a week. There's like 4,000 gamer score.
4,935 gamer score with 464 achievements.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
You gonna get them all?
I'm gonna get at least half of them. That's if I get good on the way, but man, I'm not as awesome at that style of game as I used to be. And let's be honest, I don't know that I was ever great. I think alcohol made me decent, and I don't really drink much anymore. So yeah.
There you go. Anyone else gonna jump into Killer Instinct again?
Never played it in the first place.
I played the original. I don't know. I didn't know that there was a newer one out, or was it like remastered? Or
Well, it was just a new Killer Instinct on Xbox One.
Yeah.
And now they're going to do their 10th anniversary update. I believe it's technically free to play, but you could buy seasons of characters, and if you buy the Ultimate Editions, you get like the old arcade games as well. So
okay.
But it's also on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but it's also on sale like all the time for like $10. So like just freaking get it.
Yeah, it's worth picking up.
Okay.
Yeah. And still pretty active matchmaking. I mean, yeah.
Red Dead Redemption is hitting the Switch and PS4 on August 17th.
People are so mad about that too.
People are furious about this because it is just a straight port.
Yep.
It doesn't have the multiplayer, and it's $50.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You could get it for $20 on Xbox.
That sounds about right.
And it's in 4K on Xbox.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Yeah, that's the Rockstar is out of their fucking mind, and they're gonna make so much money.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, if you're only a Switch person, right? I mean, what else?
Yeah.
If this is your chance to play it, so.
Some sad news: WrestleQuest was delayed just hours before launching. It's been bumped to August 22nd due to a save progress bug.
I'm
Yeah, apparently something with cross saves. They caught it just hours before release, and they're like, we got to stop it. They were doing press conferences for the launch, and they're like, get it later today. It'll be out later today. Get it later. Oh shit, we got to stop it. Yeah.
Well, at least they actually stopped it to take care of it instead of just letting it go out any fucking way.
Yeah, true.
Right, which is what most people do anyways these days. So yeah, good on them.
Anyone going to be getting WrestleQuest?
I think is this the newer one? They just had one a year ago or so? I think
they had Retromania Wrestling, and then
That's
this one
right.
is like an RPG based around wrestling.
Okay, all right. The one that you mentioned earlier, that one wasn't too bad. I remember getting that. There was a lot of YouTube personalities that actually got the star in the background of that game. So
Our friend Danimal did the music for it.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, we have a bunch of musician friends. They've been getting around.
That's good, yeah.
But I can't wait for WrestleQuest. I love my wrestling.
I'm
anyone
just
who
now
follows
getting
now.
into wrestling games. I had never played them growing up, and I'm now just starting to get into some of them. So,
You watch wrestling at all on TV?
no, I haven't. I haven't watched wrestling since they had Kurt Angle. So that's how long it's been.
Me and a couple other guys on the show will get together every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday on Discord, and we'll watch the AEW shows for the week.
Do you like that game that came out recently too? For that,
I think it's great. It's gotten a lot of mixed reactions, but I think it's just pure arcade fun. I loved it.
Good, yeah. And that's what I heard too from most of the wrestling fans, but from everyone else. I think that's where the mixed reviews come in, are people who don't play those games or know anything about it.
It's a wrestling game for wrestling fans, and if you're not a wrestling fan, you're not going to like it, and that's fine.
Right. People are like, I hate this.
Yeah. But just the humor, the in-jokes, the references, the meta-humor, I think it just nails the fun of pro wrestling. And that's what I think has been missing in wrestling games. Like WWE games, they're just so formulaic and sanitized, and I don't know.
Like they were just churning them out like another year of Madden or FIFA, basically.
Yeah. More bad news. The servers for Crysis 3 are shutting down September 7th. This is for the 360
And
version
also-
of Crysis 3, not the new re-release. And then in December, they're following up with Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Dead Space 2, and Dante's Inferno all going offline.
I'm so glad I've 100%ed literally every one of those games.
I mean, the nice thing about Dante's Inferno is that it only applies to the DLC, so
Yeah.
just whatever.
I completed that game except for the final DLC, which added like the maze challenges or whatever it was. And I didn't care about those, so I never played it again. Ellen Ripley and the fucking Alien are coming to Dead by Daylight on August 29th, along with a new map.
I reinstalled it. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't either, but a lot would be my guess.
Any other thoughts on that? Jacob,
I mean,
your
it's
thoughts?
cool, but I
You're a movie guy.
I mean, it's cool, but I don't really play Dead by Daylight, so.
I think it would translate well. I mean, I'm not a big DVD fan, but I really enjoyed like the Stranger Things. I played that when it came out because I don't know, I thought it translated really well. I think Aliens will translate pretty well, so I'll give it a shot. It'll be fun.
If Stranger Things is any indication, it might eventually go away. So if you're interested,
Yeah, I
pick it
know.
up. Lies of P has gone gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are excited about that one. Aki.
I am. Oh yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm gonna get absolutely nowhere in that game, but it's gonna be so fun.
Did you play the demo?
Yeah, and I couldn't even beat it.
Nice.
I didn't even quite get to, well, actually no, I think I got to the last boss of it and I couldn't beat it, and I tried and I tried and I tried and I suck too bad to do it.
Nice.
Man, it was fun.
Aki, is that your microwave?
Yeah, that's my alarm for my stove. Yeah.
What are you making?
A hamburger helper
What kind?
with
Nice.
double cheeseburger macaroni. That way I can get it really, really mushy and be able to eat it.
That's fair. Try their cheesy ranch burger. That's my favorite hamburger helper.
Okay,
You
I'll
said
pick that
ranch
up
and now
after I'm
not
out of these.
interested.
I usually just get the crunchy taco ones, but I need rice right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Last bit of news I have is surprise, Quake 2 got a re-release
Yeah.
today.
Nice.
It released at QuakeCon. It includes the original game, the Reckoning and Ground Zero mission packs, the Quake 2 N64 levels, and an all-new expansion called Call of the Machine. It also supports 4K visuals on the proper systems and online multiplayer. It launched on Xbox One, Series X and S, as well as Switch, PS4, and PS5. The worst part is the price, though. Like, all that content, it's going to be expensive, right?
Yeah,
$10.
that'd be my guess. Oh wow.
$10. That's it.
Wow.
Okay.
I love some Quake, so
Well, now you can play it again from the beginning.
You can still play the original Dreamcast one online right now if you wanted to.
Really?
Yeah, there's Dreamcast is still alive online as well as the original Xbox. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, they got servers up for them.
Oh wow.
What is it, like Excellent Kai or something on Xbox, or do they have something new now?
That used to be the one, but now there's a newer program. God, I have to find what it is. For Dreamcast, I use Flycast, and I still play Phantasy Star Online with a group of friends every Friday night.
Oh man, that is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So Joe, when are you going to join them?
I don't have my save file for Dreamcast anymore.
Make a fucking new one.
I also don't have a Dreamcast anymore.
The
Well,
Xbox
Get a new one.
The Xbox program is Insignia, by the way. Sorry,
Ah,
Insignia, and they brought back right now, Insignia is running 35 games now on their servers.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So
That is
it's kinda
really cool. I love what the homebrew scene can do.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. But yeah, that's the news I got. Aki, anything on your end?
Yes, actually, for once. It's not super duper game related, but as everyone knows, Metro 2033, it's based off of a book. Well, Russia has decided that the author of the book deserves to be in jail because he's spoken out negatively about Putin and the war. So they've sentenced him to 8 years in prison. Problem being, he doesn't live in Russia. So
Good.
yeah.
Huh.
So if he goes back, he's going to jail.
Crazy.
Those are some great games too.
Yeah, I love the Metro games. And that's all I have, other than, TV show news. The guy who voiced Dale Gripple died.
Yeah,
I
King
heard
of the
about
Hill,
that.
Yeah.
Johnny Hardwick.
Yep. It was a shame. Goodbye, Randy Shackelford and your pocket sand.
The sad part isn't that show coming back too?
I don't know. I'm not sure if
I wonder if
it is
he
or not.
recorded anything for the reboot.
I hope so. That'd be awesome. But
It's crazy, all
I
the
don't
shows
think-
that
I
are
don't think
coming
he
back
did.
again. Like Futurama's back for like the 9th time.
yeah, I'm excited to watch that.
I need to watch it.
There's just nothing. It's just this like circle we're stuck in right now. Even movies are just remaking the same old movies. Same TV shows are coming back. They're just reproducing games we've already had. Like I don't. It's like we're stuck in some weird. I don't know when it will break from it, but
Never.
it's kinda, yeah. We've just run out of, I guess, good ideas. Maybe I don't know.
Oh man. Any other news, Aki?
Nope, that's it for me.
Bree, what about you? Any news?
Oh, I get to go before Jacob?
Yeah,
Sweet.
Jacob's always last because he's the least
Oh,
important.
okay. Oh, well,
And
all
also
right.
ladies first.
Oh, well, thank
Okay,
you.
then Jacob,
Here.
what news do you womp womp?
I ain't no fucking lady. Nor a gentleman either.
Let's see. You covered most of the stuff on my list. Kentucky Route Zero is getting a new version for Series X and S next week, which is supposed to be like a free upgrade. I don't know much more about that. Thought that was kind of cool.
It's a weird magical realism game. So
That's totally
I
up
like
my
it.
alley. I haven't finished it yet. I dived it recently, and it's been on my list forever. I've been told
your
a million
bean
times I would
dive?
love it. Yeah, I know. I decided to take the dive. It's the first time I've done it. Whatever.
And
I'm trying new
remind
things.
people, what is bean diving for the people who don't remember what that is?
For crazy people who like to do things like get achievements en masse, you have this pile of games, right, that you like never started, you bought on sale, you won in a contest, and you just haven't started them for whatever reason. So you go in and you ruin your stats by just going in and getting one achievement and backing out as fast as you can, just like in and out. That's it. And then you go back and you try and complete them later to like recover your statistics on completions.
Or in my
whole thing
case,
you're tracking
you
website.
never go back.
Yeah. Hey, it was a new way to approach tackling my collection, which is gigantic. Plus, I'm doing that whole gamer score hunting, achievement hunting thing with the big numbers and the stuff and the things, because that's my jam right now. And it was a new way to approach, getting close to that big fancy number I'm aiming for. So, yeah.
What number are you aiming for?
Well, I'm aiming for that 2 million gamer score on Xbox.
What are you at?
I just rolled over to 1.9 million recently, so yeah.
Holy
Nice.
Yeah,
wow!
I play a lot of games. That's all that means. It's really all that means.
I'm about to hit 900.
Wait.
Now, I wonder when I pass 600,000. Last time I checked, I was at like 520 something. I don't really keep track of that. I just like 100%ing games. I don't really care what my gamer score is.
Yeah, and I've been, I get really bad like going for the numbers, and so like I've been trying to focus more on completions, but then there's also like these games that have been piling up. So I thought that was a neat way to kind of just like look at it and see if I can't finish a lot more of these games. Like, you got to start them before you can finish them. So
True.
Yeah, it gives me a lot more to play with as far as like, what am I in the mood for? Well, now I know at least a little bit of what that game's like. So, yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Any other news?
I have sort of gaming adjacent news. It has to do with Pokemon, and I don't know. This might be like an After Dark thing, but did anybody else see the new plush from Pokemon Scarlet Violet?
No. Should I be disturbed by it?
Well,
It looks like a penis.
It's a Wiglet, and it is 10 and a quarter inches of narrow plush Pokemon. Is a white color. When it stands up straight, it's got like a little pink dot at the top, and it has a nice like round base. Keep it down. It's like $24.99 on the website with the plush toys and the That was a good idea.
That's fantastic. I love that. Oh my god.
You can't put price on love, so.
Oh my god.
I'm looking it up now too.
Oh my god. I just posted a link in chat for people who want to see this plush.
Oh my god.
It's funnier too because it's a Wiglet. So.
It is.
The side so profile pictures are amazing.
Just read the description. The very opening of the description. Like, where is it? Hold on.
Burrow into the sandy beach with Wiglet.
There you go. There you go. Burrow into the sandy beach with Wiglet.
Wow. Okay. No.
I kind of want to buy one.
Of course you do. You pervert.
It's hilarious.
That is terrible. I love that.
All right,
so
Jacob,
that was
what
my
news
news.
do you have?
Oh, me?
Yeah. You're Jacob.
Well, I don't know. So it's been revealed that the Street Fighter 6 DLC that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles related, it's going to cost you $100 to get everything for that. So there's that. The Gran Turismo movie releases this weekend. I think it's holding like a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's about as good as their recent games. Burn, suck it, Polyphony Digital.
And yeah, that's pretty much all I have.
No
actually,
news?
no, I do. Just for Aki. Sonic the Hedgehog movie watch.
Oh no.
So
there's another movie coming out? Nice.
Yeah, we fucking discussed this.
Yeah, but I always forget because you're the one who told me.
Fair point.
You're the fucking worst. Anyway,
yes,
so because of the current strikes in Hollywood, none of the human actors who were signed for the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie are able to film right now, and so they're just gonna go ahead and just start filming scenes. I don't know how the fuck that's gonna work, but apparently, yeah, like any scene that doesn't require humans to be in it, they're just gonna start filming it just so they have it done.
Fix it in post.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Literally everything.
Yeah.
Gotta go fast.
Anything else, Jacob?
I don't think so.
No. Rob, any news that you would like to discuss?
I found something out weird about I think a few days ago. Maybe I have no concept of time anymore. But the Wii U has brought up their servers again for Mario Kart and Splatoon.
Oh wow!
After I believe it was a 5-year hiatus.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so a lot of rumors started swirling around why they were doing it, but the simple answer is I guess it was just preventive maintenance, and that just tells me that I believe they had a security breach where people's accounts were getting hacked.
Ooh, that'd be scary.
Yeah, so but yeah, they're back up now. So if you want to fire up the Wii U and play Mario Kart Online again or Splatoon, have at it.
I don't think anyone's ever said that.
Yeah.
If you want to fire up your Wii U again, I hope your coma was okay. Welcome back.
We've got some bad news about the state of the world.
Things are kind of
I
fucked right
skipped that
now.
entire generation. The Wii U. That's
that's the only
You
thing
didn't
I've
miss much.
heard of. I thought was kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, well, I guess that is it for the news then. Rob, it's been awesome having you on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to meet you and talk with you tonight. You'll have to come back again sometime.
Absolutely.
Where can people keep up to date with you and what you're doing?
I'm just on Facebook. I don't do anything more than that. I had a YouTube channel. I actually do have a YouTube channel, but I haven't supported it because I'm just too lazy. I just the effort in editing and making videos was just I'd rather be doing something else.
Oh, I feel that.
I do videos on Facebook though. Like I go live all the time, and those are pretty popular. So I actually have one tomorrow, matter of fact, at 5:30 Eastern. I do a Friday pickups vid where I go over all the stuff I found within the last couple of weeks, and that's usually pretty cool. So, but yeah, I appreciate it, man. This is I love doing these things just because I like talking to different people and finding out what they're also into. These shows are perfect for that. Yeah, again, I'm very happy you guys had me on. I'll make sure to get your guys' stuff on my page here and get you guys hopefully some more attention.
Very cool. Well, we thank you so much
Appreciate
for coming on and hanging out with us. We will let you go so you can enjoy the rest of your night while we suffer through listening to Jacob talk about games.
All right. All right. Well, thank you again. And
Do you have any final words before we let you go?
You know what? Just do what you love and don't question it.
Sounds good.
right on.
Yeah.
All right, have yourself a good one, and thanks again for joining us.
All right. Thanks again. Y'all take care.
Right.
Take care.
See ya.
All right. Bye.
All right, review time. Y'all ready for this?
Sure. Let's do this.
First
Sorry.
game to talk about tonight. All right, let's get to these. First game to talk about tonight is Stray, developed by Bluetwelve, published by Annapurrrrna Interactive. Released August 10th on Xbox One, Series X and S in the Windows Store for $29.99. Lost, alone, and separated from family, a stray cat must untangle an ancient mystery to escape a long-forgotten city. I believe everybody's played this. Bree, how about you start off?
Oh, how about me start off? I'm just going to gush about being a cat and all the catty things that you can do in this game. I don't even want to talk about the story right now. I got an achievement for getting my head stuck in a paper bag. You get to be a cat. Like even if you're not even scratching the surface of the rest of the game, you get to be a cat. I'm just excited. I'm in the game right now, just hitting the meow button because the meow changes. And
I'm gonna hit the meow button like crazy too.
I know. I'm listening to that meow. I'm listening to this meow. I got a teak behind me. There's meows everywhere. I love it. So no, you can like jump in and out of boxes. You get to run around. There's a whole thing. It's very realistic cat physics, and you can chase your tail around. I mean, like, I just had way too much fun today doing that. I didn't even get to finish the story. Granted, I got a little later start maybe than some of you. So what, but I'm so excited to just run around and be a cat.
You want to hear how my experience with the game went?
Yes, please.
I started it up. I became a cat. I went up to another cat. We wrestled, and then I licked its head, and then it went to lay down. And then I walked up to another cat, and we wrestled a little bit, and it rubbed up against me, and it went to go lay down. And then Ashley came in the room, and I never played it again.
Oh no! There's like a whole cat pile, and you take a nap
Ashley
on a
played
cardboard
it.
box. Oh,
Ashley played it for so long.
so you start out with this cute little clatter of cats. I mean, it's very cute. You just get to be a cat, and then you get into the story and whatever. But there's just like all these little cat moments throughout the whole thing. At some point you meet a little robot, and you get this vest put on you, and for the first like couple minutes of having this vest on you, it is the most realistic. Have you ever tried to put a harness on a cat?
Yes.
They will just slump. They just don't know what to do. They just sort of lay there, and you can like drag them. And I know this because I had a cat who wanted to go outside so bad. It was an orange cat, just like the little kitty hero in Stray. And he wanted to go outside so bad, and he would run outside, and then he would freeze. He didn't know what to do. So I was like, all right, you know what? We're gonna get him harness trained, and we're gonna take him on walks. And he just slumped. He never got over the slump with the harness. And I just thought that was the most realistic thing. They just got the physics on that perfectly. And I was like, I don't even need the rest of the game. Granted, I did play. I'm pretty close to the end now. I've been playing this whole time that we've been doing news and everything. But yeah, I'm mostly just being a cat. I took an hour-long nap. I just enjoyed like listening to the music in the background and watching this cat take a nap. It's great.
Aki, did you have time with it?
Yeah, I'm about probably halfway-ish through it.
Tell us about your time with it.
I'm having fun. You get to knock things over, and I never realized how therapeutic just knocking shit off of desks was. And now I understand why cats are little assholes who do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's all I do. I jump up onto things, and I just knock everything off just because I can. It's fantastic. I've gotten probably half or more of the achievements at this point, because I'm doing everything that there is to do. So
that's what I'm trying to do as well, and it's supposed to be a fairly short experience if you want to just plow through the story, but
who wants
there really
to
is
plow through this game?
No, and that's it. Is this game is like a good exploration game. It's done incredible world building. I'm very interested in the world, and you find out about that through exploration with your little robot translating things. You find out, that this was once our world, and now, hundreds of years in the future, there's like this, I don't know, alien or parasitic creature that has kind of taken over parts of it, and the only beings left are cats, apparently, and robots. And so you're just kind of trying to unravel the history of this world as you're running around as a cat. And, people mistake you for the little evil critter that eats all the things. They're called the Zerk. And it's so much to look at. So many little details, whether it's like a painting on a wall where you see these robots have really just taken on these very human characteristics modeled after their creators hundreds of years ago. And they've continued to perpetuate this culture based on human culture, which is just so odd and interesting at the same time. And then there's like the calendar on the wall that shows the date that whatever big event happened, that if you're paying attention to these little details in the background, it's a very rich world to explore. So
instead, we were all cats. Jacob, did you play it?
Yeah.
I got to play about 30 minutes of it. And yeah, I found it to be really interesting. I ended up exploring a lot of what I was able to. I just got into the city, but I was really surprised by I was, but I wasn't. Because I was expecting if you're gonna make a game about cats and have it be as big of a release as this, you're gonna get the animations right. But even then, I was still really surprised how
good the animation is and how accurate it is to how cats move and act. And the thing I love about this game is we were supposed to have access about a week ago or so, but the codes are broken because Xbox doesn't know how to do releases properly sometimes, and we didn't have access to it until it launched today at noon. I was like, It's not a long game. I know you can, if you rush through it, you could do it in about 4 or 5 hours. If you take your time, you could, completionist style, you could do it in maybe like 10. I figure one of us will get through a fair amount of it, enough to talk about like the full game. And we're all just fucking laxing as cats and exploring because it's so fun.
There's another really fun thing you get to do as a cat too. You get to tear up everyone's shit.
Oh my gosh, the scratching is great.
Yes. And you do it for an achievement, which makes it even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the
Absolutely.
achievements in this game.
Yeah, aside from the like rush through the game in 2 hours kind of thing, and like there's a couple of don't get hit type achievements. It's a very
Which is really
chill
hard
experience.
to get, by the way.
Yeah, I was actually trying for one of them to see if like reloading a checkpoint would work, because learning how to kind of get around the Zerk. So yeah, and I figured I was gonna try and get through as much of the game as I could today, so that I could talk about as much as possible. Like I'm at the right up the area before like you kind of go to your end run at this point. So I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of the content of the game, and I'm fascinated by the story. And I was not expecting all the stealth mechanics. I mean, it's not like heavy stealth, but like there's some gamification elements to this too that are not just like, hey, it's a walking sim but you're a cat. So like that was good. There is an opportunity for you to die, and it's not like in the ways that you would think. Like I really enjoy this menacing, devouring, parasitic kind of creature that you have that'll even eat the metal and the robots and the walls and everything. Like it's such a cool concept. But I mean, the feature really at the end of it is like I got to be a cat all day.
And I figure we could talk about the game more next week after we've completely finished it. As it stands now, it is a $30 game based on first impressions. What does everyone think of this?
Yeah,
I love
so
that.
far, yeah.
Unanimous. Holy shit. Just everyone at the same time. Yes. Be a cat. Do it. Anyone have anything else special they want to say about Stray, or are you going to save it for next week?
I'm going to do my best to
what?
To 100% this game, including beating it in under 2 hours. I'm going for this bitch. I want to do this.
I did find one small fun thing, and because there's really just so many things to interact with all these different robots as you get to different areas and you talk to them and have little conversations. Sometimes that's like necessary to move the story along. Sometimes it's just background. But I ran into a robot at like a little, food kiosk, and he's sitting there on the stool, and you talk to him and he says something about how he used to do something, but then he got a screw to the knee, or like a screw fell out of his knee. And I was like, oh my gosh, they even fit in a Skyrim joke. I'm like, all right, I'm here for that. Let's go.
All right. Well, we will talk about this one more next week, but it seems like for now, it's worth picking up.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Bree, we will let you get going. I know you've got your own stream to take care of tonight.
Yeah.
What's on the docket? What are you doing?
Well, the Expanse episode or chapter 2 came out today, so I think I'm going to go pop on and check that out.
Jacob is jealous.
I know. I know.
All right. Well, we will talk to you later on. You have yourself a wonderful night.
You guys have a great night too. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, next game is Night Reverie, developed and published by Somber Pixel, released August 1st on Xbox One, Series X and S, and Windows 10 for $14.99. Night Reverie is a puzzle adventure game in which a child must solve the mystery behind the distortion of his house. Enjoy a variety of dreamlike environments and discover the truth behind this bizarre place. There must be an answer to all of this and a way to return things back to normal. Jacob, what is going on in Night Reverie?
So in Night Reverie, you play as this kid named Matt, and you have this alter ego that you like to run around the house as, called the Night Explorer. And really, it's just you just like running around at nighttime with a hood on your head. Or that sounds bad. Like kind of like a cape and cloak kind of thing. So anyway, you go to sleep and you wake up and your house seems to be almost like a mirror image of itself. And your sister is gone, and your parents, who are generally working, they're also not there. And you find the house has like a few new characters strewn about, not strewn, but like they're just in different areas of the house. And you have to figure out like, what their deal is, how to be friends with them, and how to help them solve their problems. And you do this by a lot of puzzling. and picking up items, combining them, and using them to solve other puzzles in the house, or there's mini games that you have to play sometime. And yeah, it's presented in a top-down pixel form, kind of like Super NES kind of format. And yeah, it's just a really beautiful, chill game, and like this thing is honestly right up my alley. Like there's so far I haven't discovered like anything like pressing, like that you don't add like. There's no immediate threat, if you mess up on something, you can always go back and fix it. And one of the nice things is that like this game is obviously aimed at kids as well, because most of the puzzles, I mean, it's not like you really have to bend your brain to try to figure out what's going on or what the next move is. And even if there is, there's a big helpful cat in the basement that'll tell you like, hey, you should probably check this thing out. And so, yeah, like, and like the ones that I was getting stuck on, thankfully this came out years ago on PC. So like there is like a Steam guide that somebody made,
Nice.
That you could find. And all the stuff that I was getting stuck on, it was just like, oh, I had to be on this side of the table to access this. Or like, and so it was like I was in the right area. It was just I wasn't in the exact spot that I needed to be.
Yeah.
So you don't get lost very often, and there's plenty to do. The music is great. As I said, it's just a really chill experience, and I'm really enjoying my time with it.
Cool. Well, it's a $15 game. What are your thoughts on it?
Absolutely. Highly recommend it.
Well, I like the big cat too.
Yeah,
Helpful
very
cat.
friendly and helpful.
With its weird ass eyes.
Yeah, one blue and one orange.
Like Portal, huh?
Oh, I wonder if that's going to come into play later.
Oh, we'll find out. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe not. Next up, Fluffy Milo, developed by Team Homemade Puzzle and eastasiasoft, published by eastasiasoft. Released August 9th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC for $4.99. Push through the seasons in a cute feline twist on brain-teasing, puzzle-pushing fun for all ages. Embark on a pushing puzzle adventure through the seasons in Fluffy Milo. Will you help Milo satisfy his milk cravings? Aki, tell us about your time with Fluffy Milo.
All right, this is a cute little puzzle game where you play as a cat just trying to push little milk cartons into milk bowls. And you're all square. You are a loaf. And you're adorable. And that's really the gist of the entire game, is just get the milk cartons to each individual milk pail. They don't have to go to a specific one, they just have to go to one somewhere. Until all of them are filled up. And yeah, there's 60 levels, and I beat it in like 30-ish minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not particularly hard. I think I screwed up.
I made it, I think I'm on like level 40 and I took a break.
Yeah, I just did it all in one sitting real quick. I was just like, I'll try it just to see if I want to do it right now tonight, because I was working on another game, and I was like, and I looked up and I was done. I was like, oh,
well, shit.
Yeah, I guess
Jacob,
I will do it now.
I'm like around like 15 of the puzzles in.
You suck.
Yeah.
Yo, you know how many games I had to review, and also I didn't even get this till yesterday. So
Me neither.
eat my ass.
No, it's gross.
Yes.
I did it the same day I got it.
What? Eat my ass?
No.
Fucking got him.
Yeah.
Fall into the abyss of my gaping butthole.
Just that shudder. Oh my god. Okay, Aki,
that's
tell us
right.
more about
My
the
butt will
game.
make you shudder like that.
There's not a lot to actually tell you about the game. It's literally just move
It's
it.
Puzzle.
Tell it hits-
It's
Yeah.
block
It's a
pushing
very-
puzzle. It's
Okay.
simple, straightforward. It's cute. It's got a nice aesthetic to it. Yeah, it's a $5 game. What do the two of you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I mean, it's a chill puzzle game. Nothing wrong with that. It's very similar to a block pushing game or a block pushing puzzle game that I reviewed on here like a year or two ago, where you had to mix in the colors and stuff. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, like I had fun with what I played. So for $5, definitely.
Cool. And something fun that eastasiasoft is doing now is they're releasing the game separately on Xbox and on Windows Store. But if you buy it, you get both versions.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah. So right now, if you drop the $4.99, or I think it's on sale for $3.99 for the next week or two, you'll get it for Xbox and on Windows Store.
Cool.
So yeah. Next game, Astro Starfighter, developed by Satur Entertainment, published by Sometimes You, released August 15th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5 for $9.99 each. Astro Starfighter is a classic scrolling shooter with modern 3D graphics. Upgrade the systems of your spaceship, upgrade your weapons, and sweep away hordes of enemies on your way. Jacob, what is going on in Astro Starfighter?
So Astro Starfighter is a top-down shooter, and pretty much it is. It's a top-down shmup, and you play as this space pilot who has to just blast away all sorts of aliens, and the aliens attack very much in the vein of Galaga kind of style, and yeah, it's just you have to upgrade your weapons, upgrade your ship, and then just go through a map that has over 20 different levels for you to go through. It's honestly a pretty straightforward game, but I found it to be pretty solid, and it was giving me a challenge. Like the first couple of levels are a little handhold, but it does ramp up the difficulty pretty quick. And honestly, I think Chris, if he hasn't already played it, I think he'd be a fan of it. But I found that there was plenty to like.
This definitely looks like a Chris game, the more I look at it.
Yeah. Like I was having fun with it. It presented a pretty nice challenge. So if you're like, how much does this game cost?
It is $10 if you get it before the pre-order is up. It releases on the 15th. If you pre-order it on, I believe, Switch or Xbox, you could get it for $7.99. And then because it's a Sometimes You game, if you buy the Xbox One version, you get 50% off the series version. Or if you buy the PS4 version, you get 50% off the PS5 version. It doesn't work the other way, though. So if you're going to buy both for the stack, start with last gen, then buy the new gen. But if you're only getting one version, buy whatever version you want. But it's $10 for I believe the store page says 15 levels with big ass bosses and cool looking visuals. What do you think about it for $10?
For $10, yeah, I'm all right with that. I mean, personally, I'd be more okay with like the $8 price tag that the pre-order's going for, but $10 ain't bad either. It's a solid game.
Cool, and I believe there's a free trial for it on Xbox as well if you want to download it and give it a shot. I don't know if it's timed or if it's content limited, but give it a download and try it out. Next up, Saints Row, A Song of Ice and Dust, developed by Volition, published by Deep Silver, released August 8th as DLC for Saints Row for $14.99 and part of the Season Pass for $29.99. When a crippling ambush decimates the Dustlanders, it's up to two fierce rivals to join forces and defend the Dust Fair from the clutches of the Chill Queen and the Frostlanders. Paintball by paintball. Set in the crumbling district of Vallejo, experience the epic climax to the Saints Row's Dust Moot story, and a heartwarming tale of two frenemies who, despite their differences, still really fucking hate each other. Aki, what is going on in Saints Row, A Song of Ice and Dust?
Okay. The Dustlander stuff is the LARPing stuff in the game, which is all Elliot? Damn it, that's not his name. Elias's, maybe?
Maybe Elias.
I don't remember.
The nerdy dude?
Yeah.
I think it's Elias.
Yeah. All of his loyalty missions basically revolve around you doing this LARP thing where it's basically Mad Max, more or less.
With paintballs.
and Nerf guns.
Yeah.
And that's all this DLC is. 100%. That's what this is. And it is, spoiler already, it is the best DLC out of this so far.
Nice.
I love this LARPing stuff because it is so well written and it's just so fun. But in this, you go out and in order to submit your rule, basically, because you've become the leader, more or less, of everyone the dust lands, to submit that, you are, for some reason, you have to marry your old boss, Gwen, from your mercenary days, because she's the leader of another house. And neither of you like that the fuck at all. You both hate each other. And at your wedding, a bunch of people come in and start killing everybody in order to take over the Dustlands. And it was a lady who was one of the original people who created this entire LARP system here. And basically, she more or less didn't care about the rules, so they kicked her out. And now she's back to take everything over now that the original players aren't there anymore. And yeah, it's all about you just doing what you can to try and stop her within the rules of the game. And it's really fun. There's 4 or 5 missions to it.
Yeah,
Sadly,
store page says 5 campaign missions, a helicopter, 3 vehicles, some LARPing skills and outfits, and then a banhammer weapon, a Frostlander axe, and a Frostlander SMG.
Yeah, all of the weapons obviously are LARP weapons, and all the items you get are just from playing through the DLCs, 5 missions, and sadly they're not particularly long. You can beat each one in maybe 10-15 minutes apiece, which is really sad because I would like them just to create a Saints Row game that's just LARPing, because this was really damn fun and I like this, and I'm like, I just want more of this, because this is better written than the entirety of the Saints Row game, which is sad but true. So that's the only drawback that I have for it, is it's just so short, but it is so much fun, and the weapons you get are, I really like the banhammer, which is a weapon you get in the main campaign at the very end, as well as one of the first ones you get, the SMG, the Frostlander SMG, which is just a literal paintball gun. And it shoots rapidly, and it's really fun to use. Much better than any of the other weapons you had at that point. I really like some of the outfits you get, because your entire crew gets new Dustlander outfits by the end of the game. So, and you get access to wear all of them. So it's really cool. Especially if you play a female character, because you get to wear all of the outfits, including the guy who's usually shirtless. You get his outfit, and it looks damn good.
You can just walk around naked in the game, right?
Yeah, but you're not naked. It leaves something to the imagination, which is so much more attractive. Fuck off. I'm not weird. Go away.
You are very weird. I run around completely nude in Saints Row. All this is a little pixel over my butthole. That's about it.
Can we get a recording of that?
Nope.
Little pixel over my butthole.
Nope, but we got this one.
Barbecue sauce all over my titties.
I mean, that works. You should touch me where my penis cries.
Anyway, so yeah, that's basically it. You do get one vehicle at the very end, and it's not tied to the campaign or to the rest of the game in any way, but it's a helicopter, and it's also clearly a LARP invention, but it's basically one of the generic little shitty ones that doesn't have weapons, but they've put a bunch of cardboard over it and all over it to make it look like a dragon, and it's really cool looking. I like it. Nice.
Well, the DLC is available for $15 by itself, or it's in the season pass for $30. I know it. They also released technically the 3rd DLC. This was the 4th one. It seems like they've been trying to churn them out as quick as they can.
For the DLCs, they are doing a lot of free ones that were already listed that they were going to do. They just didn't tell everybody what they were. This is the third paid DLC. Gotcha. All three of these are I believe this is all that was guaranteed in the season pass.
Yeah, so I believe this is the end of it.
They have a couple. They have one more that's supposed to come out on the 24th. That's free, and then at least one costume pack for October, I believe. And I think it's also free, and I think that's the last thing that they have listed, as far as I know. But this is the last story one.
Yeah. Well,
which is a shame.
You make it sound like it goes out on a high note. So your official verdict for the asking price?
I think get it on sale if you're getting it at $15. Because again, there's not a lot there. It's really fun, but there's just not much there. But for the season pass, yes, totally. Get the season pass. Because I think the first one and the third one, I believe, were both $15. So that right there pays for those and the second one. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. One final game to talk about tonight is Vegas Tales, developed and published by FMV Interactive, released December 2021 on Xbox and other platforms for $12.99. A wealthy resort owner is dying and needs you to help him decide who should inherit his estate. He'll be interviewing some over-the-top characters and helping decide which of them most deserves to become extremely wealthy. Be careful, as there may be more to some than meets the eye. Jacob, you're checking this one out in preparation for FMV's next game later on this month. What's going on in Vegas Tales?
So in Vegas Tales, as you were saying in the description, there is a wealthy Vegas hotel owner, although it also seems like he might own a casino too in there, but it's not, I don't know. The story details were kind of hinky, but so anyways, he's dying. He only has a couple of years to live. And so he decides that he needs to find somebody to replace him. And he wants it to be somebody who's like going to actually care for his legacy and care for the hotel and, you know, make sure it runs efficiently and still delights customers for decades. And you're given 4 different groups of people to interview. The first one is a woman who's been running a magic show there for about 20 years or so. The next one is this woman who has always been down on her luck, and due to a weird happenstance accident, was allowed to stay in the hotel for free. And the owner is just like, oh, well, you know, she seems nice enough, and you know, maybe this would help her out. The next one is the daughter of this family that visits every single year, and they seem to be the most wholesome people that you could have ever met. And the last one is a newlywed couple that, you know, the owner doesn't know anything about, but he figures, you know, hey, they're getting married here, you know, maybe they'll just have this huge emotional attachment, and you know, maybe they'll want to stay and take care of this place. And first off, what's really cool is that the hotel owner is played by Tim Russ. He played Tuvok on Star Trek Voyager, so I was super psyched to see him there. But yeah, so you're interviewing the 4 groups of people, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised. The game felt kind of short. It really felt like we should have had more people to talk to, or the conversations could have gone elsewhere. But the point of it is that you have to ask all these questions of everyone, and it ends up feeling more like a visual novel that, you know, that, I mean, has live action people talking to you through all your questions. And then at the very end, you get to just decide which one of 4 endings you're going to go with. And the interviews with everyone are hilarious. The girl who has the woman who has insanely bad luck. It's just oh my God. It just keeps piling on of how unlucky could you friggin' be with all of her stuff. The magician woman, she has like a very dry sense of humor that I really enjoyed. And there's a twist with the daughter of the wholesome couple and also with the newlyweds that I thought was really entertaining. But as I said, the story ends up being kind of short, and it just like, I wish that there was more to it. It just felt like a very short choose your own adventure or visual novel. And it's not like, you have like a good ending or a bad ending with like every single person, or like you could screw up and you can only get so many answers out of a person, before they shut up and stop, before they stop talking to you. It's just, you end up sitting through like everyone's interview and like there might be like one or two questions left, but they don't ever change how the story ends. And then so at the end of it, after you've interviewed all four parties, you get called back to the hotel owner and he's like, all right, what do you think? And then you tell them which one, like who they should go with. And there is a chance to like change who you're going to give it to. But once it's pretty firmly set in, then you get the full ending. And I mean, there's technically like good and bad endings. But it's only if you actually care about this guy's legacy or not. Like, and so, yeah. And also, the cover art for this thing is misleading. Neither of those people on the cover are in the game at all. And so it's a very simple FMV game.
I don't know what the cover is. I'm looking at the store page and it just shows a picture of Vegas.
Oh, did they change it?
It may have.
Okay. Because it shows like a blonde woman and like a guy who looks like C-grade Brad Pitt in Fight Club. And neither of those characters are in the game or have anything to do with it. So I was a little like, like which led to part of my like, was there supposed to be more? Should there be more? Like, I think it was fun and entertaining. But after you get after you get your different endings, like there's not really a whole lot to want to return to.
Well, it's a $13 game. What are your thoughts?
I'd be more comfortable.
I see what you mean by the cover. Yeah, I don't know why the cover is that.
Yeah, like they're not in the game. Like, and it's not like you go throughout Vegas or like have all these like intertwining stories. Everyone, like all four people don't know each other. And so their stories never intertwine other than the hotel owner.
It's weird
choosing them randomly.
The thumbnail for the game when the actual image on the store page is completely different. That's weird. But,
okay.
Yeah,
but I mean, for $13, like it's not bad. I mean, you figure like you buy certain movies and stuff like that for like $10, $13. Like, I mean, it's essentially what it is. I mean, if you're into visual, I found it to be more of a visual novel than most FMV games that I've played on Xbox, like the stuff that's released by like Wales Interactive. I mean, I thought it was a fine effort, but it's not the most compelling one. I'm real curious to see how Truth, which is their next game that's out later this month. I'm real curious about that one. So I'm looking forward to it. But this one, you might just want to wait for a sale.
Cool. Well, that is it for this episode. Made it through. Big thanks to you two for being here, I guess. Bug flying around me. Fuck you, Bug. Oh, my God.
Also, you're welcome for, me finding tonight's guest.
I didn't even get to thanking him for being on, and you're like, give me credit.
Well, I mean, you should.
Thank you, Jacob, for doing something worthwhile for once.
I know all my random memes and video game ads that I share on the Facebook page finally paid off.
It's funny that all you just shared a post of his, and he's like, "Hey, if you want to guess, let me know." I'm like, "What are you doing tonight?"
Oh, he was on the show. I've shared a few. I've shared a few of his posts.
Have you? That's cool.
Yeah, because I didn't realize like he had his own videos and stuff like that. Like I thought he just posted retro video game ads.
Well, music this episode is going to be retro as well, because our good friend Mustin just released a new album of sorts on Bandcamp called I believe it's called Loot Bag. Let me see. Let me lower this. Yeah, Loot Bag. It's got 20 some songs of just stuff that he's done over the years that either hasn't made albums or my phone is recording all of this, and what the fuck is anyway. We're going to play something off of his Loot Bag album. It is on Bandcamp. It is available.
So it's an album of B-sides.
Basically, it's available for $1.
Ooh, sexy.
So jump on Bandcamp, give Mustin at least $1, throw him some more, and check out some unfinished and early demo-y goodies from Mustin over the past 20 some years. My God, that makes me sound so old. Yeah. Anyone have any final words to end the show? Silence. Just nothing.
Shut up and end the show.